Welcome back to Brush Country Monsters. You know, one of the best parts of being in this business is I get to see parts of the world normally I wouldn't. This week, we are going to the South Island of New Zealand with Rivers South Safaris. It's going to be my first time and I'm really excited about it. Stay tuned for more Brush Country Monsters.
This is valley here. You up to the top, come down that ridge line to your right and you'll see them rocks. About halfway down. See the rocks? Okay, now just walk towards that rock. You take the shot.
McWhorter Custom Rifles presents Brush Country Monsters.
New Zealand. It's one of those hunting destinations that every hunter in the world needs to try at least once. For numerous years I've been trying to talk Lamar into going over, and for one thing or another we couldn't really work it out, but we finally made plans. We're going to go in May of 2018.
Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us today on this flight.
We were all excited. We were headed to the South Island of New Zealand, and this is going to be Lamar's very first trip. I knew he was going to love it.
Producer Johnson has always told me about New Zealand. I've seen his shows, I've heard the stories, and hopefully I was going to get to try it. And sure enough, we booked a trip with Rivers South Safaris.
Good to see you, buddy.
Mark and Pam Waite. Folks, I cannot give you enough adjectives to tell you how beautiful this country is. I've been blessed to see some Rocky Mountains, some Canada. Everything in the United States is gorgeous, but there's something about New Zealand that it's on steroids. It's just crazy, crazy beautiful.
We shot this one and it was on.
Mark and Pam Waite, they own Rivers South Safaris located on the South Island of New Zealand, just outside of a little town named Fairley and in an area called Sherwin Downs of the Mackenzie District.
Look at that.
I kept telling Lamar, this is one of the most beautiful places in the world I have ever been, and I know he will agree with me. Mark and Pam and River South Safaris, they specialize in big red stags, bull Himalayan tahr, fallow, chamois, Arapara rams, just about anything you want to hunt on the South Island of New Zealand, they have it.
Rivers South Safari has a very, very comfortable lodge. It's got all the necessities that you need and all the comforts.
Together, Pam and I have been in the hunting industry and guiding for around about 14 years. In that time, Pam and I have built a business based on integrity, honesty and fairness. If you would like to come and hunt big game animals down here in the South Island of New Zealand, whether it be a giant red stag, a tahr, a chamois, an elk, Arapara ram or a fallow buck, River South Safaris offers hunting for all 15 big game species that New Zealand has to offer.
We'd been in camp for a while and got settled in and got acquainted and got everything unloaded, and it was time to sight the rifles in like we always do. We're going to get this done, and it's going to be a trip of a lifetime, and I'm really looking forward to it. This hunt, I was going to be using my McWhorter 300 Remington Ultra Mag. It's a tack driver. It never lets me down. It is a gun that I love to hunt with. It was going to have the Swarovski scope on top and the burger bullet in the barrel, and with that combination, you are not going to have a problem with your hunt. I'll make sure. I believe we're ready.
I'll be on this side.
Dinner time in New Zealand, it's venison schnitzel. I can't wait to try it. Pam does all the cooking. The food is just wonderful. You get a taste of New Zealand fare. And we thank you for the opportunity to fellowship with friends, making new friends and with old friends. It's kind of neat to go to those places and see something and taste something that they do every day that we don't get to do.
Great to see our old friends back again.
Cheers.
Welcome our new ones. Here's to a great week.
Yes, sir.
Cheers.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles, the most accurate hunting rifles in the world. Yeti Coolers, built for the wild. Safari Club International Foundation, first for wildlife. Hoff Power Auto and Outdoor Stores, over 50 years in Central Texas, and we couldn't have stuck around this long if we were steering you wrong. Chupacabra Rub, shake it, rub it, love it. And Surge Pro, the best yield-enhancing foliar fertilizer on the market. Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Rudy's Country Store and Barbecue, real Texas barbecue. Swarovski Optic, see the unseen. Burger Bullets, shoot better, shoot burger. Hart Rifle Barrels, unparalleled performance, handcrafted one at a time. And John Burrell's High Adventure Company, the finest collection of big game wing shooting and sport fishing destinations in the world.
The South Island of New Zealand is known to be a hunter's paradise.
He suggested that the first hunt tomorrow morning was going to be after my Himalayan Tahr. And he said one of the reasons is it's going to be your toughest hunt. So with that in mind, we went back, got in our rooms, I got in bed, and every time I closed my eyes, I was hearing Mark say, it's going to be your toughest hunt. And then on the other side, I could hear Seth say for the last 6 months, you better be walking, you better be exercising, you don't understand what you're going into, it's going to be tough. You wake up, getting ready to go hunting, you get everything ready, Mark will bring the truck around, they load it up, and then you sit down and have a New Zealand breakfast.
Good morning. Come on, Joe. Wait, come on eat.
This is the way you start your day here at Rivers South Safaris. Pam will cook you a feast and it is delicious. I mean, there's everything on the plate that you want to give you the strength and energy to go all day long, because when you chase Mark up and down those hills, you're gonna need a lot of energy. Well, this excitement is about to hit bull Tahr. Never hunted one in my life. Been looking at these mountains and that's where we're going. And I'm excited.
For our first hunt, Mark decided that we were going to go after the Himalayan bull Tahr, and we knew that this was going to be a tough one. I had been trying to prepare Lamar for a number of months for what was going to be in store. I told him, you need to get on the treadmill and you need to give it the steepest incline and you need to push yourself and get your heart rate up.
This is going to be a great day. It's the sun's going to be beautiful. Got a good day.
The Himalayan Tahr. If you're going to the South Island of New Zealand in the Southern Alps, that is what you're going for. The Tahr is one of those animals that it looks like a goat, but it's got this beautiful mane. It's got long hair and very, very tough to hunt.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
All bulls?
Oh, there's one good bull there, 2 good bulls there. If you look here, there's about 15, 20 Tahr there. 2 good bulls, one right in the center. He looks like he's worthwhile going after. See how much bigger he is with that big blonde mane?
They are high in the rocks, tough to spot, tough to stalk, tough to get within range.
They'll see you from a distance, and they're not, at this time of the year with the rut, they're not too scared. So, but the wind, if they smell you, gone.
Well, we got the wind.
Wind's perfect, it comes straight into our face.
When you go out and you're glassing and you see some tar, the first thing you're excited. You see your animal and you see your target. 990 yards, just below, I'm almost say 150 yards below the top of that hill there, mountain. But then when you take your binoculars down, you look at it with your eye and you see that mountain that it's on and what it's going to take to get there, it's a little bit intimidating. It's 9:30. Mark said we'd be in position to shoot maybe by noon. Let's go.
He did as much as he could, but in all truthfulness, I don't think he realized what was in store.
Are you gonna do this every time I'm out of breath? I tell you what, this tar hunting ain't for sissies. I got about an hour and a half and I'm gonna be a sissy. That morning when Mark was explaining how the hunt was going to go, he was telling me that 90% of the people that come to the South Island that hunt tar do it with a helicopter. We were going to do it old school. It was going to be our 2 feet and we were going to climb the mountains and get whatever it took to get there.
Brush Country Monsters is brought to you by Big & J Long Range Attractants. The aroma is super strong, the range is super long. Revolution Safe Company, inspired by Pendleton. Rotating gun management made simple. Borden Accuracy, makers of the Rimrock, Alpine, and Timberline custom actions. Swagger, the bipod with moves. And New Breed Archery. No hype, just hunt.
The Himalayan bull tahr was introduced to the South Island of New Zealand in the early 1900s by European settlers. They live high in the mountains and it's a great and tough animal to hunt. So everyone that goes to the South Island of New Zealand, they want to hunt that animal. And Mark specializes in big bull tahr.
We spot this dozen or so tar just below the snow in the rocks way up the mountain.
Yeah. Okay.
It's straight uphill. And when I say straight up, it's not straight up, but it's almost. It's just crazy, crazy steep. Mark has exclusive rights on a private mountain range of 40 some odd thousand acres. It's just him. He's the only one that can hunt it, and he keeps telling us it's got a very healthy herd of Himalayan tahr.
On this private big piece of property with lots of mountain range and little pressure, we were going to be able to do it by foot and old school, so to speak. And Lamar was up for the challenge.
It was going to be at least a 4-hour stalk, and in the time frame from hour 1 to hour 4, hour 4 was a lot slower than hour 1, trust me. Painstakingly, 10 yards at a time, we finally get to this rock, and it is a very welcome deal to sit down while Mark assesses the situation for the final shot.
3 balls up here. Get set up. I'm going to set the sponscope up, put it on and see which one's the biggest one. Okay, get your breath.
He's looking at the animal, and all of a sudden you can hear an octave go up in his voice, and he says, "Shooter bull, 350 yards, get up here." When they tell you to shoot, then the adrenaline comes up, you get up. This rock that had been our protection was now going to be my level and my support to shoot this tahr.
You know, Alan, they say a custom rifle is only good as the glass that you put on top of it. For the last 3 seasons, we've exclusively used Swarovski glass here on BCM. Last year, I used the X5 on both of my rifles. I absolutely loved it. Tell our viewers why the X5 is the best long-range scope on the market right now.
You know, Seth, we've been a Swarovski dealer ever since I've been in this business. We've always thought they made the best hunting scopes. But with the trend to longer range shooting and hunting, we've had a lot of guys call in, and the scopes they made prior to this, they wouldn't get to beyond 1,000 yards. But this scope here that they've come up with is the total package. This 3 to 18 by 50 has got 116 minutes of elevation, which will get even the 6.5 Creedmoor well beyond 1,000 yards. Even the 5 to 25 by 56, 83 minutes. You've sacrificed nothing in the light gathering or the edge-to-edge clarity, HD glass, just the perfect combination. I mean, I don't know what a hunter could ask for.
You know, I've really come to enjoy the turret system on here. It's really unique. It has a patent-pending spring system. 80 clicks, 20 minutes of revolution. Also has this little indicator window that's unique. It gives you a number, lets you know how many revolutions you've gone around. It has this patent-pending collar system that you can lift up and dial sub-zero. You know, you couple that with a European glass and the Swaro coatings, it makes it the best long-range scope on the market.
Absolutely.
Right now.
They've given up nothing that they've traditionally had, and they've made a scope specifically for the long-range hunter and shooter. We love these scopes. I had one on my muzzle loader last year. It gave me almost all the way out to 850 yards on that profile, which we would never shoot that far, but it gives you the ability to at least practice like that. So
sure.
If you're interested in one of these X5s, or better yet, if you're interested in one of these X5s on a McWhorter, give us a call. And that's your on-target tip of the week, brought to you by McWhorter Custom Rifles.
I get settled on this rock. I'm getting everything under control. My adrenaline is pumping. I'm seeing this beautiful Tahr walking and moving, and I'm afraid he's going to go over the hill. But Mark is keeping me calm. He's just saying, just take him when you're ready, take him when you're ready. And I asked Seth and the cameramen, they were on him. It was go time. And when I took the safety off and the Tahr stopped, I settled behind his shoulder and I squeezed, and I had my bull Tahr. He's down, buddy. Oh my goodness. Made a great shot. The Tahr finally quit sliding down the mountain. He was down. We knew exactly where he was. I've been on some tough hunts, but I had to wait till I was 66 years old to do the toughest I've ever done. This, guys, was the most rewarding, yet the hardest hunt I'd ever been on in my life. 4.5 hours to get there for one shot. I could not wait to get up there and get my hands on him and finish this hunt. And I wanted to see my very first bull Tahr in my hands. It's tough, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's the toughest hunt I ever had. but this was the reward and the bonus is what you see in the background. This whole place looks just like this. You can't look anywhere with just going, oh, it's just crazy. Here's this beautiful animal, this bulging blonde mane, bigger than I thought he was. He didn't look that big in the scope, but he was beautiful. I kept, you know, I've always kind of pictured what they were going to look like when I mount them, but this one, I kept over and over, where am I going to put him? Everybody's got to see this thing. It's just gorgeous, and I could not have been any more happy or proud of myself for the hunt with this beautiful trophy bull Tahr.
This is one of those hunts that I will always remember. How tough it was, how Lamar just gave it everything he could to get to that point. And I could tell he was in pain, but he just plowed right through it, you know, got his animal, made a great hunt. The look on his face, the expression, the excitement when he was able to put his hands on that trophy. You know, I didn't pull the trigger, but it didn't matter. This is one of the best hunts I've ever been a part of. What a great hunt, what a great experience.
I've still got some time left and I'm gonna soak up every bit of it. Love Texas, but I believe I love New Zealand too. River South Safaris, Mark Waite, proud to be here, and what a great hunt, what a great trophy, thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Join us next week as we continue our hunt with River South Safaris. Until next week, always remember, keep God and family first.